This is Mark, and today is what? It is April 1st, 2015, and I promise there will be no April Fool's jokes on our show tonight. Tonight's show we have a guest, and his name is Juan Quiros, and he is a member of our site. He's posted on here recently his latest video, and also he has a Menso, which we've actually, I believe, we've talked about this film in the past on the show, and so you guys might be familiar with his work. And so Juan, welcome to the show. Are you there, Juan? Oh, I hope it's working. Are you there, Juan? All right. Well, hopefully Juan will see that he has a technical issue, and hopefully he can fix it. But so I'm going to wait for him to reply. But Juan has a...
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, there you are. I hear you now. Yes.
Yes, thank you very much for inviting me on the show. As you were saying, I have this new short that I've been working on for months, and recently I have been posting it and sharing it with the people, with Mark, and even in the Anime Clay web page.
Yes. Thank you for that. It's really nice to see your work. And so where did you say you were located now with in making your films in the world?
Well, right now I'm in Costa Rica. That's in Central America.
Yeah.
And well, here we have just a few animation of this type. I mean, they do have a school in the university, but it's like a cliche to say if someone does animation, it's from there. But actually, there are people like me that do it on their own and that have a lot of passion. I don't know quite a lot, but pretty much what I've done, I've done it on my own. And regardless of what kind of credit it would come, if I say I studied in a university, I don't think I would feel like the same way as with the achievement of doing it myself as well.
Yeah, so you're self-taught, and so what was the main spark of inspiration that made you want to make films in Costa Rica?
Well, just as everyone else, I mean, I was playing with my dolls when I was a kid, and my main game was, to make a TV show, to create something, to have a channel. I mean, and that was like I always dreamt about making my own stories, making my own animation. And then I discovered when I was a teen that animation could have a very poetic language, but it could be brief and at the same time consistent. And so therefore it can resume a lot of things in a brief time and tell you a lot of things. It must say it all without any words sometimes. In my case, I did use a plot because it's a series. And well, mainly it's been like my dream of all my life to make an animated series and to create my own characters and to bring them to life in a kind of way.
That's great. And so I know that you also you are also a poet. You do some poetry, and so you have a lot of ideas that you try to express. And so what benefit is there, when you do it in stop motion, as opposed
Well, I
to...
think that there is a lot of beauty in stop motion that other animations don't have. I mean, you're interacting with the puppet itself, like directly. It's like you're moving it yourself, so it's a different experience than making it through computer graphics. Drawing as well is similar, but I prefer. I mean, it gives me the same sensation that I had, as I was saying, that I was dreamt of bringing to life. And as a part of it, I prefer to move the puppets myself, to give them my energy, my time, so they can as well move with this kind of, I guess, out of the blue creative energy, I guess.
Right, right. And so when did you, how many years ago did you begin working on your stop motion puppets and trying to make films?
Yes, as some of you may remember, I mean, my first animations were back when I was like a teen, and I think I was like 14 or 15 when I saw a show about how to do it, and then I decided that I would do it. So I did it with plastilin and those things that are wires to close bags. And I began doing them, and I had a lot of ideas that I attempted to do the most. And as you once showed, and when we had the when you had the old show in live stream, I guess you showed Manso Menso in Bolivia. That was like one of the ones that took me more time. I mean, I know that the animation was not fluid enough, but I mean, it was a good beginning, and I never stopped thinking or doing animation at all. Even when I didn't have a computer, I went to a library and I, with a USB port, I did things with GIMP, which is freeware, or Photoscape, and that's how I came out with some things. Sometimes they got lost, you know. Back in 2008, I lost one, and I didn't think about getting a backup. And well, it was all very rough. I mean, it was made it through the computer and through whatever I could make, and that's how I took out several. But some other ones I lost. Some other ideas I have recycled from the past. I mean, you'll see something about a worm there in the new animation that I've been planning since 2008, and I had the drawings and all, but unfortunately something happened. I don't want to go into detail, but I lost that, and I used and recycled that same worm in a new animation, in a drone animation kind of that I had, and then I recycled the idea, which perhaps I was not prepared to do at the time that I took out the Animatoste one in 2012, and I ended up doing it in this new one as a part of. But that everything is in stop motion, even though some things are made in the computer. Everything's frame by frame. That's what I mean. I'm sorry.
Sure. And so now I think we kind of mentioned like Dan Metal Madcat in Argentina. We talked about this before, how different countries have different things you need to confront. Like for example, the availability of clay or supplies. And I noticed, and I think we showed this on a previous show also. Your armatures are made from bamboo and from wire. Can you explain a little more about that?
Yes, of course. I love to. Actually, I mean, when I was like around 21 years old, like back in 2001, I guess. No, I'm sorry, 2006. Back in 2006. I thought, and I always wanted to make puppets. As I was saying, my dream as a child was always to make toys. And when I was like a little bit cornered in life, I was walking through this bamboo place, and I saw it. I mean, I thought if I assemble these pieces of bamboo in a certain order, I can make puppets. And so I went to my house and I bought wire. And by pure reflection, I twisted it. I mean, something I forgot in a lot of puppets after that one. And it was just regular construction wire. And I thought, well, I'm going to go out and sell them. And it was like for $1 or something. And I remember that I wrapped them up in this foam, and I give them faces and things like that. And I went around selling them perhaps in a non-conventional way. So I remember, for example, this child that I said, which one do you prefer, the brain one or the captain one? And they had their personality, and I sold them one for nothing almost. But it was a way of defending myself at that moment before I began to sell some more artistic products like poetry or so, which as well helped me out. I don't know, defend myself, I guess.
Sure. I mean, they look neat, and they're the most unique puppet, armatures that I've ever seen. And
after a while, I mean, I was seeing, I'm sorry, one of your. I had these puppets from 2012, I guess. I was making this video that you actually showed. It was for one of my songs, and the puppets. By then, totally forgot that. I mean, that you could twist the wire, and I think that I saw one of your tutorials, and that's how I got a drill and started twisting it a little bit. So I destroyed the ones that I had. I left the music video behind, and I reinforced them to make this new video. It was the same characters. A friend of mine made the suits. I described how each character was, what kind of personality they had, what kind of color they would wear, and she had the capability of making the dresses, and that's how they came out at first. They were laying down there because I had other projects and I had to go to work and for a lot of hours and those things. And then at the end, I thought that if they were suspended, I mean, the first try, I did it with clay, sustaining their feet. But then I thought that if there was like a cord or something, some kind of thread, like nylon thread, then I could erase it later. And that's what I applied in this one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I saw it in some of your photos. You know, it seems like you had like a little thin thread coming off the top of your puppet to like a bamboo, possibly rod above, and so it's kind of like I've seen a lot of people use rigs, and they don't like to use tie downs. So it seems kind of like a similar method that you came up with. You know, maybe
Yes,
more.
I guess both methods have their. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and
I
here's
mean, I guess.
I have the photo here. It looks like it's like bamboo and maybe some nylon thread.
Yes, actually, you know the little stick on top of it, which is held in the puppet, it's got some little like you cut it with a saw, some little lines, so it can fit there. The disadvantage is that sometimes that if it doesn't have something to sustain the feet on the bottom, it might move around, right?
Yeah.
So you have to have something held in the feet, one of the feet, if you're like from a profile, as you said. Sometimes some people use rigs. I use this as a rig, and wow, it does know what it's for.
Yeah. Well, it's a smart thing to try and to do because it's all about problem solving in stop motion, and how people solve problems is almost everybody has their different way of doing things, and it's a smart idea actually. Compared to something like a large rig that you'd have behind the puppet, it's probably easier to erase a thin thread like this as opposed to some big clunky very bulky rig that also would create shadows that would have to be fixed later as well, and so I can see this being really a useful technique.
Oh yes, it can be very helpful actually for, like they say, the end justifies the means, right?
Yes. That's a good point. So now I'm thinking what I'll do is let's see here. Why don't we watch?
Let's watch the new one.
Yeah, let's watch the new one. I'm gonna load
It's
it
on
up
top.
here. Oh, here it is.
Okay, in
Yeah,
the meantime,
there
I'm
we
gonna
go.
try to fix because it sounds very low.
Is my voice coming in low?
For me, yes.
It is? Okay, let me see. Okay, how's this? Is this a little bit better?
Yes, a little bit. Don't worry, I can hear you well.
Okay, great. All right, well, let's watch the film. Now, this is called Hacia lo Incierto. And what does that translate to?
Actually, yes, now that you mention it, it's good because it's to the uncertain, and you can activate the subtitles. That would be great. I mean,
Okay.
because so everyone can understand it actually.
Okay. Okay, I think I just did. Let's get started. And I hope it's loud enough.
Todo se acabó. ¿Y ahora qué? ¿Quién es? Pase. antigua? ¿La que estaba abandonada?
La heredó un científico. He estado ayudándole con un simulador.
¿Simuladores? ¿Científicos? ¡Estás loco!
Puedo probarlo.
¿Cómo?
Ocupa 2 voluntarios. Paga bien.
Pagan, ¿eh? Miércoles.
Suena muy interesante. Nos vemos ahí.
Muchas gracias por venir. Veo que ya conocen a Trilo, la computadora portátil.
Muy práctico.
Es un robot.
Corre video. Como es bien sabido, cada ser humano produce ondas cerebrales como parte de su campo bioelectromagnético. Desde esta distancia, son similares a lo que podemos captar del campo electromagnético de un planeta con el equipo adecuado. El simulador PSS-30 no está programado, pretende sincronizar estas ondas y mediante ese vínculo tener acceso a visiones reales de otro planeta. Es decir, mediante la asociación de estas frecuencias tendremos una ventana a otros mundos, un viaje estático a otros planetas.
¿Un viaje estático?
Solo con la verdadera sintonía.
Tienes muy buena resolución.
¡Muchas gracias!
Trilo, prepara las coordenadas y abre la compuerta. Prepara sincronización. ¿Quién va primero?
¡Yo!
¿Está listo el componente?
Casi.
Pasa.
¿Qué está pasando? ¿Qué están haciendo?
Espera. Es una proyección, Aurora. En el puente podremos ver lo que pasa a su alrededor.
Puedo volar. Increíble. ¿Se lo tragó? Oh.
No pueden dañarla.
Se segregan.
Estamos perdiendo conexión.
¿Qué está sucediendo?
¡Está volviendo! ¿Estás bien?
¡Genial!
So Juan, watching your movie, the first thing that comes to my mind is that you chose a really hard topic to animate. You have dimensions, and your characters are floating, and they're going into a time machine, or a way to go into a different place. When you decided to make your film, what was your first impression of how am I going to do all this? How did you come up with the solutions for doing all the effects and things?
Oh, actually, I mean, the idea is a little bit based on what is like an astral projection, I guess. And it's this machine that allows you to travel without traveling. And Well, that was my main idea when I found these objects and I made the assemblage back in 2011. I had like around three ideas, and one of them is still safe, and I will still want to do it. But I decided to begin with this one because it's what the story says. It's to the uncertain, so it could actually go anywhere from parting from the basic laws of the plot, I guess. I do have like three episodes, and that's it. But since the movie itself is called To the Uncertain, or the series is called To the Uncertain, it can be taken to any level. I mean, right now they can go without going. I don't attempt to make it differently because I don't think it has been explored that much. You know, the capability of synchronizing as it says, the electromagnetic field of a planet. Just to give it an explanation, right?
Yeah.
To the electromagnetic field of a person to have a view of another planet. So therefore they travel, but as it says, it's to the uncertain. So they don't really know what they're getting into. No one knows actually, and I want to create that mystery. You know, that thing surrounding it that gives it its name, like to the uncertain. What means in they're using and where are they going? Everything is to the uncertain. And at the same time, you know, the campaign, because I don't know, I give it my best effort and everything seems to be towards that direction. And I think that it really expresses the character's expectation. You see Driffy, it's like this guy that is willing to go there just because he says they're going to pay him. Livia is more like an interested character. I mean, what's the simulator about? What does it do? I want to know. The scientist, we don't really know what he's up to. I mean, he's just experimenting there. And the other guy is like a loyal worker. The robot's just a robot. So based on those simple laws of the plot, I mean, it can be taken anywhere. I'm planning to, even if I make any other animations, make something that connects them and links the stories through something uncertain as well. And well, basically it as well, I mean, it can lead us to the purpose of the campaign, I guess, which is to make more episodes and make them better. I've worked so far, you know, with what I have, which is good because sometimes it helps you develop some techniques that are the ones that you have handy. What else, Mark?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's really neat, and some of the feedback. Like for example, Ron Cole says, I really like the 2D, 3D mix. It works really well for the style. And Sean says he likes it. And Nick says, yes, the 2D house exteriors are good. And the 2D art used in the effects is great. And
actually, yes, it's very confusing because sometimes I say I don't like CGI. But actually that planet spinning is like something you can do in GIMP. And it's actually frame by frame. It's not some like you animated like in 3D. It's just it creates all the layers, and you just go taking them off. And from them, I went to a blue screen, and the background is actually a combination of. That one was the only part that was not actually animated frame by frame. The blue and white part is actually some kind of webcam program with a lot of mixed effects.
Yeah, I noticed that. And what about these? You have the 2D characters that are animated around, like you're sliding them around in a layer of some sort, and even your
yes, and it's actually. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Well, it's actually continuity of my work, which I've been trying to do. I mean, you see the same creature on the Animatoste one, so it's partially part of the place that they're exploring, and at the same time. For example, my musical project, which is very strange music actually, but I keep it going. It has the name Galaxia Trilobite, which is like a galaxy. So it's got like that thing where you're traveling without, like getting in tune with these planets to watch their other places. So at the same time, Animatoste 1 is like the first place they travel. You see like the same creature there. And the Gratzarf, the one that defends the creature on the first Animatoste, in this case, is feeding itself from another one. And this one in particular, the worm, was this capability of reproduction was given to it, but the first time I made it was back in 2009. I was going to do it with another character, but at that point, perhaps I didn't have the patience. So I said at the middle of the animatos, I said I'm gonna put it like that, and I'm going to upload it with some Pink Floyd music.
I see.
So it was fine at the moment, but I really wanted to. I don't know why, but to watch that worm explode from a bubble into a lot of worms from a lot of time ago, and I ended up doing it this way. And well, actually, Ron Cole helped me out. So I blend the colors a little bit. When I asked him what should I do to give them more context, he suggests me some shades, as well as Peter Montgomery suggests me some other things. And yes, I mean, it came out almost as I expected it, and I hope to continue. It's a continuation of everything I've done. I mean, they are related. The next one, I was not going to say that because I didn't want to be a spoiler.
Right.
But the next one, I would like to include a lot of bamboo puppets, a lot of different bamboo creatures on it, as part of the next journey, which will be Driffy's journey. And I would like to as well build a forest, which is actually as well something that is mentioned on the campaign actually.
So yeah, we should talk about that now, because you're wanting to make more of these, but you're wanting to, of course, you want to, as you said before, improve them and make them better, and maybe get more software or things that you need for your film. And
actually, I mean, right now, I would like to improve almost everything. I mean, from the camera, which is like not the best kind of camera. Actually, I mean, it broke. I had to put some kind of piece of epoxy on it to try to fix it, and to try to fixate it to a tripod that was already broken. So at the end, I remember that sometimes, I mean, motion control can work for the motion of the puppets, as well as you suggested in an old video, like with a little laser beam tied to the camera, remember?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that the movement as well is animated. So there was a little tiny puppet with a camera filming them.
Oh, okay. So you'll animate your camera, and what kind of camera is it that you're using right now?
Actually, I mean, by now, I mean, it's kind of hard to remember the model by the name, quite honestly.
Yeah.
But I can tell you it's a very simple camera, and it once fell. I had to get it fixed, and sometimes when you fix them, you're not sure if they did put the same parts. I mean, sometimes with the computers as well, it happens that people on the repair shop, they try to take advantage of people.
Yes.
And, so I'm not really sure, but it's a Casio, and it's a very simple camera. Right now, I do not have the model on top of my head.
Okay, but I mean, it's not bad. It's the quality is, I think, pretty good, considering it's a Casio, because that sounds like, I mean, Casio, they usually make watches, I think, right?
Yes. Well, yes. I mean, it's not such a bad camera. It's just it has a rough history, so it has been through bumps. I mean, once I think it has been repaired like twice.
Oh, okay. So so tell us about your campaign. And now this is on Indiegogo, and you can find it by looking for Siri, animated series.
Or you can just watch the video that we just passed, and the link is on the bottom.
Ah, okay. So we go down here. Ah, okay. So it must be right here. So let's click it. And yes, okay. So it does bring it up. That would be the easiest way. And so you have a $800 goal, and you have 54 days left. So tell us a little bit about, because I don't unfortunately understand. Well, okay, there's actually English too, isn't there?
I'm sorry to interrupt. It's in both languages.
Yeah, I just realized that now.
I think that you can play the video with subtitles, and it should say it all by itself. I mean, that's the purpose of making I guess.
Great. Yeah, let me do that. Yeah, I thought, when I saw it before, it was all in Spanish. So let's play this now. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Actually, now the Ron is saying that yeah, he helped me with advices and as well. I mean, some friend that I forgot to thank, Mariano Araya, and all the people that work with me. Actually, we did it the opposite way. We recorded the voices after, and I think that I'm not the first person in doing that, I guess. But
Yeah, no, a lot of people actually do that. And Ron says he helped, but only with advice, and that he had a huge judder problem with the digital shot on his film because the camera he had at the time changed the depth of field every frame, and there was nothing he could do to fix it. That's not good. So let's play the video. And
okay, just remember the subtitles.
yes.
Hola, mi nombre es Juan Quiros, creador de la colección Armatoste, un estudio independiente de producción audiovisual situado en Costa Rica. Desde que conocí la animación siempre he encontrado en ella un motivo para esforzarse. En este caso, llevo 2 años con el planeamiento de este proyecto y finalmente he culminado el primer episodio de Hacia lo Incierto, ya disponible en YouTube y en Vimeo. Pueden ver los enlaces en la descripción. La campaña es con el fin de recaudar fondos para hacer más episodios de Hacia lo Incierto, una serie animada de ciencia ficción sobre viajes hacia lo misterioso, hecha principalmente con animación cuadro por cuadro, stop motion y técnicas artístico-experimentales. He trabajado hasta ahora con bajo presupuesto y muchas limitaciones, pero con mucho esfuerzo. Quiero llevar la dedicación a otro nivel, pero no tengo los recursos. Con su ayuda completaré la producción de un nuevo y más grande set para el próximo episodio, que estará hecho en su mayoría con marionetas para animación cuadro por cuadro y un bosque en miniatura. La donación también involucra los costos de producción, tales como la renta, gastos básicos y un reconocimiento monetario a los colaboradores encargados de otras partes, tales como algunas voces y música adicional. Completaré los siguientes 3 episodios de Hacia lo Incierto, a los que pienso dedicarme de lleno por el tiempo que me sea posible, aproximadamente de mes y medio a 2 meses por episodio, dependiendo de lo que la duración y acontecimientos de cada uno impliquen. Algunos son más extensos que el que ya se estrenó. Siempre habrá actualizaciones constantes. También me gustaría mejorar el equipo para que las próximas producciones sean mucho más elaboradas, ya que el que actualmente tengo inclusive necesita reparación. Incluso se podrían hacer más episodios de Hacia lo Incierto con su ayuda. Me encantaría que la meta se llegue a lograr, ya que es difícil mantenerse en producción constante, pero siempre se intenta lo más que se puede. Ha sido un arduo trabajo hasta ahora, enfrentando distintas circunstancias, las cuales estoy seguro que con su ayuda será mucho más fácil vencer. Pienso dedicarme de lleno a la animación para brindar entretenimiento del que ambos podamos salir beneficiados. Muchas gracias por contribuir con la campaña, esperamos su donación, su contribución, y si no, también saben que pueden compartir la campaña. No se pierdan el próximo video de Hacia lo Incierto. Mientras tanto ya está disponible el episodio de muestra. Los próximos que vienen serán mucho más elaborados. Con su ayuda, por supuesto. Muchísimas gracias, que tengan un buen día.
Okay, I didn't realize that you guys couldn't see those subtitles. Let me do this here. So I'm gonna replay this, and hopefully you guys can see it here. We'll rewatch it, but I muted it, but you can still read it. Now, Juan, so it's actually a really good video, I thought, and so tell us a little bit about, because you know you're going to be using a voice actress. I saw in part of there you had a woman who was going to be recording her voice. Can you tell us a little bit about how you plan to go about that?
Yes, actually, now that you mention it, well, at first I thought that someone else was going to do the sound. I thought perhaps I shouldn't do everything. I mean, someone else should be working on the sound and someone else should be working on the music. So actually that held me back, and that delayed me like around a month. And I remember when, I think that it was Ritrinka that said that sometimes he preferred to do everything on his own because things don't come out as expected, you know. So at the same time, I ended up doing the sound, and I used my kind of music to blend it in. And well, I did it, and well, with the voice actress, she's an actress actually, and I met her somewhere, and I told her about the project, and she liked the script. She decided to go for it because she always wanted to, the same as me, to be a voice actor, something that I always wanted to do. The rest
Oh,
of the
okay.
characters were played by me. Now, regarding the campaign, I mean, well, as well, I was going to mention that the painting was made by another friend of mine, which is a professional visual artist, Felix Argurola. The campaign is mainly because, well, I have dedicated most of my time to this. Sometimes I had a job, but I couldn't dedicate as much time, and I really want to finish this at least 3 more episodes of it. Right now, I've been experiencing a hard situation. I would like to as well give my work in exchange for something. Right now, I have not actually made any money out of it. It got premiered on Thursday, the 26th, in an activity which is at the park, and there were plenty of people in there. But actually, yes, I mean, as the campaign says, and I suggest, I mean, I cannot say anything more than the campaign already says. I mean, it says it all that I've worked so far with low budget. I would like to improve the sets and fix the equipment, and as well, I mean, well, just for a few months, be able to work on that for full. And I know that if the commitment, if I achieve some money with it, I'm going to be committed to make as much as I can. And quite honestly, I would like to start this way. And it was something that came out in my mind. I mean, I was not going to finish a short with an ending to send to a context. I mean, and so I thought that if I made an episode, perhaps people would get interested and finance the other episodes to make them better, and well, at least to have them made in a way that people will get the benefit of watching the episodes and get entertained, and I will get the benefit of working full time for them. I mean, for a minimum. I'm not asking for a lot. I just want to do what I really want. I mean, and it's something that I need right now because, well, I don't want to go into detail right now, but it would be great if they can help me. I just want to work, basically. I just want to work in what I like and what I do, and that's pretty much it. I mean, if you have any questions, you can ask me. I mean, or anything you have to say, any opinion, I will as
Yeah.
well receive it. But yes, I mean, I would like to see at least the first 4 chapters finished, including this one, which is the first one, and as well to have the people get enthusiastic about the story. I mean, and if they can share it as well. I mean, if they can't help with the campaign, well, they can share the campaign as well, or they can just like it. However, I mean, I do, in order to dedicate myself a little bit more to this, I do have to ask for some money because I have a lot of things to take care about here, and basically, I don't know if you have any questions or you'd like to say something about it.
Well, I think it's pretty neat, and actually, the topic that you're choosing is somewhat like a science fiction, like spiritual kind of topic. It's not something that is really talked about so much, and so it's really unique. And to me, I think it's, I hope it'll be a success. I really do, and I mean, the feedback in our chat room is positive, and so yeah, actually, you know what? If anybody here in the chat has questions, go ahead and ask, and I can relay them to Juan.
Yes, I mean, if you want to be the first one to help, I mean, everything will be well received. Right now, I'm not offering any perk or anything. Just I want to dedicate myself full time to this, and in around 2 months, I think I can get some new chapter out. And well, I mean, that's basically what I always wanted to do. What I want to start out. What I want to take it more seriously each time.
Yeah, and so what happens if you do meet your goals? What's the first thing you'll do? With that money, like for maybe get another camera that you have in mind, or
Well, that would be great to get a new camera, but actually, I mean, if it depends how much I make. I mean, but yes, a new camera will be great. To pay the actors a little bit, and the people that help me out do this, as well as move it. I mean, I will get some merchandise or something to get it going. I mean, right now I would also like it for for regular expenses, just for a few months. and yes, I mean, and in order, I would guess the first thing to do would be to build the next set, which is for the next chapter, which will be like around the forest. That's a good picture to show actually, because it shows a system of moving the ice. This is the childhood of the puppets. You can check this site. I mean, it will tell you everything about it, and it's what I was saying at the beginning of the show, that first they were weak, and then they were reinforced. I don't know if you guys remember when the mouth was pasted over it.
Yes. I remember
And
that.
now, I mean, I thought that it was better to put it over. And well, I was thinking as well. I mean, if you ask me about well, the usage of these things that lay around, you know, you can go back to Secret Adventures of Thumb Thumb. It's a great movie where they use a lot of different things to make them into different things. You see the box are needles and some more things they use just to they turn into other things. And that's one of and another one that I wouldn't. I mean, it's for adults only, but for example, I think that the animation has must always have its own style, and I see it in movies that made a mark for their low budget, such as Live Freaky, Die Freaky, which is actually very freaky, but the character design, you know, is very simple, and they still make they do what they have to do, and that's the important part. I've seen so many animation, and in my life I've dedicated myself to watch a lot of it, and so at the end I think that you end up coming out with some kind of style at the same time as a product of the techniques that you're using. It comes out naturally of its own nature, and that's something that every animator as well must take into consideration. I mean, everyone has their own different type of style. I mean, the term that Mark uses is very good. He used it back when I showed Manso Manso in Sulivia, spiritual materialism or something you said. And it's kind of interesting because yes, this machine allows you to what they call like an astral voyage. So at the same time, yes, it's like kind of like a subject that has not been so explored, and that's why it's called. May I repeat it? It's to the uncertain. So the uncertain means of transportation that they use, and the uncertain things that may happen, as well as the uncertain consequences of the things. As well as I was thinking that perhaps at the end you could even have alternate endings. That would be great, because if you have alternate endings, you could never get anywhere. I mean, if the first ending is this one, then we can go back and have the same scene and a different ending, and that's some kind of the things that I would like. And for my next production, you know, to have some kind of link in between them, that they can some little detail that can connect this dimension, this world, you know, like they do with comics, that they connect one thing with the other. That would be great.
Yeah, that's very unique, and I think, you know, having those kind of topics and exploring them is great, because some people are really afraid to push boundaries like that, and they stick to, you know, formulas, and they look at, you know, other films and say, well, this film was really successful, so I'm gonna copy all the plot elements and, you know, make similar looking characters and so forth. But when it comes to, you know, things that are you know, more inward or, you know, subtle, like you know, astral projection and things of those kind of natures, most people avoid those topics. Like, you don't see feature films so much, you know, in Hollywood being made around those topics.
Well, I think that actually, I mean, everything somehow blends in, you know. Seeing one thing, perhaps you will do the total opposite, but as they say, sometimes from a bad book you take out something good, right?
Yes.
So at the end, it's something that I always wanted to do, and I had to do. And I know that Manso Manso y Sulivia is not something that I mean, it's got its value and all, but I had to do something better as well, and that's how I began this effort to make a more fluid animation, to make the mouth sync. So I thought, for example, that a syllable could be two moves, for example. and based on some conclusions and those kind of things.
Sure. And there's always ways to improve. I think even people that are, think that there's nothing better that they can do, someone else usually proves them wrong. Like especially like Henry Selick and people like that who, push the boundaries of technology and, so everybody can really improve. I think anybody who thinks that they can't improve in any way
It's kind of like a matter of trial and error as well, right?
Yes, that's true. Yeah, it's almost like you have to take a chance and hope that something will work, because you can sometimes see it in your mind, right? But actually creating it sometimes is you never know what's going to actually happen. But so far, like this picture here, you have like a before and after of using.
Oh yes, that's how they looked before, and it's fun because I mean it seems like they aged totally when I make them again. I mean the flesh was no longer pink as it is in that picture,
Yeah.
and the faces were more detailed. I mean with the sculpting tools, it was the best, and well they began to have more character. I know it's almost like if they did had grown up or something.
Yeah, so that's really neat. And let me see. So this character here is really good as well. But I noticed you use. Can you tell us a little bit? Because I didn't ask you before. You have like cloth clothes, and how are you making the clothes for your puppets?
Well, yes, actually, as a matter of fact, I did. I didn't know how I was going to make them, so I called a friend of mine, which saws things, and well, I described each character. I mean, as you saw them, Dr. Vortex is like this and like that. I explained her the plot, the script. She asked me, I mean, in which particular color, which I would like that character to be represented. So I have to pick a color for each one, and I guess the scientist is this and that. It has some blue. That's me, actually.
Oh, okay, that's you.
Yes, but I actually destroyed that puppet, and well,
Oh,
I
that's
was
too
going
bad.
to use it at first because the campaign was going to be actually run that I was directing the movie in both dimensions. And,
Okay, that's
I
neat.
was, yes, I would like to do it perhaps in the future, but right now I'm in that, so I will be like directing the little puppets. And it was actually like that because you have to, and all of you animators know, you have to watch it and watch it again and again. So it's kind of like they were rehearsing in front of me all the time until the final moments.
Neat, neat. Yeah, I mean it's really an exciting idea, and I hope your campaign is a success. And
Yes, I mean everything is well received from $1 to anything. I mean right now everything could be great. If not, you can still share my animation, my campaign. Well, as I said, if you have any questions, you can ask me. I mean, the campaign is ready there to.
Sure. Now, Ron Cole he says, I think offering no perks is fine since your goal is only $800. And Sean Bloom says, I look forward to checking out more of your work. And Randy says, every film is just practice for the next film.
Yes, thanks, Ron. Actually, that advice was, I think, from Peter. And Sean, thank you very much. I really like that you are looking at my work, and that's a real honor. I mean, anyone that lays their eyes on what I'm doing is great. And if you can share it with your friends as well, I mean, the new episode is promising to be more exciting. I hope that I can make anything out of it. You can help me out with that. On the meantime, I'll give it my best try to keep it going. I mean, as I've tried so far. And Randy, yes, as you said, I mean, I watched your films as well, and they're pretty cool. And well, everyone's. But yes, every time I do one, every time I do one, it's an improvement. I know you have to keep it going. You have to keep doing it. You know what you did wrong last time, so you have to make it better next time. And that's as well the purpose of sharing it, so people as well can give you a feedback and those kinds of things, right?
Absolutely. And being that you have a lot of experience already making films, I mean, what advice would you give people who are trying to make films? Like a lot of people start a film, and it's very hard for them to finish it because of real life getting in the way sometimes, and family issues and money issues. But what was it that you did to sort of stay motivated to make your films?
Well, it was kind of hard. Not all days I had the full motivation to do it, but I tried. I mean, um, there was a time that I got a job, and that's, yes, as you said, sometimes things get in the way. You have to still make money to make a living, and it has been very hard for so. But as long as I had, the resources to do it, I mean, a roof or food, I always attempted to do it. Sometimes it was hard with the motivation, but at the same time, I needed to get this done because, I mean, I had to get this done no matter how. And I mean, my advice would be to, if you don't have the resources, look for the resources. I mean, you can even use a webcam. You don't even need a computer. You can go to a library. If you want to do animation, there are a lot of ways of making animation. And well, my advice is never to give up on your dreams, even though I haven't made money out of them. But I keep going because this is what I really want to do. This is what I really struggle for in my life, and it's something that I really wanted to get made, and it's something that I keep watching all the time. I don't know. I mean, I keep watching it and keep liking it, and I've never doubted stop motion. I never stop liking stop motion or shorts, animation shorts. I mean, for me, for example, Maximov's Creatures, a guy from Russia. That's a great guy that makes a lot of weird creatures, and it's kind of like interesting, and they move around very funnily, and well, he's a great drawer, but it's great. I mean, I like very alternative animation. Actually, now that I'm with my channel, you can look up, I have a list of different animations. It's called Animation Center. I think I try to focus very important animators in there, and as well as my liked list. Everything I've liked, I've carefully chosen, and I don't like everything, but this is like, as I was saying last time, I was short of words when I was told to say something, because I was told I was going to be asked some questions, but at the same time when they say just go for it, so I didn't have nothing to say, and I just say like, I have nothing to say. This is my passion. This is what I do. This is what I like to watching. This is what I like doing. Right now, as you said, I mean, I have a lot of limitations, a lot of predicaments. I don't know when I'm going to hit the wall in this track, but I'm trying to push it as much as I can and trying to get motivated, because that's the hardest part, is to get patience. The first time that I made the Animatoste, I said, no, I'm going to launch it like this with Pink Floyd music, and that's all. But at the same time, I thought, no, I left that worm undone. I'm going to make it on this new animation. I'm going to include it in the trip that she has, and this time I'm going to be more patient and more careful. I'm going to do all the movements to have those worms burst in the air.
Yeah.
Actually, yes.
Now, let me see here. Oh, somebody. Oh, somebody
Oh,
just
great,
somebody
man.
just
And my
funded
first
you.
founder then.
Yeah.
That's awesome. If you guys can help me out, I would love it. I mean, I think that you're the people that can mostly understand me. We all want to give the most for this, and like they say, perhaps today is me, and next time is you, and I'll be here, perhaps listening to you and watching your animations I've done. I think I watched some of your animations as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And thank you very much to whoever did that.
Let's see. Two funders, Sean,
That,
Sean, and Nick
donation.
Hillegas. That's
Huh?
great. So Sean Bloom and Nick Hillegas both donated to your project. So that's really cool.
Oh, that's great. I mean, that's the greatest thing. I mean, just $6, that makes a lot of difference from zero. And I know you guys understand me, and if you can share my campaign and share my motives, I don't know how I can put it, but that's what I can say. Like I say, I don't have any words. I'm just really passionate about animation. I like making stop motion. I like moving the puppets. Want to be taken seriously for playing with dolls? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's what we all feel, right? Everybody blames us for playing with our toys.
Oh, great. And what's the name of the donors?
So Nick Hilligas and Sean Bloom are the two donators. They're
Oh,
here.
thank you very much,
they're
Sean
wa-
Bloom and Nick Hilligos.
Yeah.
And yes, I really enjoy being with the show.
Yeah, it's been fun, and it's really nice to hear, you know, other animators and what they're doing, and you know, get inspired by their work and their own, you know, motivation, because sometimes just having, you know, other people to talk to, and hearing how they're, you know, it's hearing their drive and their passion for stop motion, you know, it's infectious, and a lot of people really need to hear that, because if not, I think most people would probably give up if it weren't for others helping them out, not just financially, but you know, just on a basic level where just talking about it is helpful. So I'm sure you have inspired many people tonight. You know.
I hope so. Yes, I mean, I know we all feel it, and it's something that we must do or something. I don't know what to say anymore.
Yeah, it's in us, and we need to get it out somehow, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I tell you what. Does anybody else have any more questions for Juan tonight? Yeah, and Sean even mentions. He says, "I enjoy hearing someone talk about what they are passionate about," and also Randy says, "I was just thinking the same thing, Sean." So, yeah, it is really helpful to hear others, and most of the time I talk to myself here on the live show. So tonight I kind of got a break. You did a lot of talking, but yeah, I mean, if there's anything that you know, the community can do for you, just make sure you post in our site some updates. You know, because I think a lot of people will be interested to know how successful your film is. You know, and to keep up with it.
Of course, I'm willing to answer any questions. I'll keep updating it, and if you feel like giving $1 or $2 as they did, that would be very, very, very good. And as well, if you want to share my animation, that would be great as well. And
Yeah,
thank you very much for being here as well. As I was saying to the other people, I mean, I'm very thankful that you're here tonight and that you watch my animation and all of that.
yeah. Well, thank you. It's fun, you know, watching your work and seeing what you've created. And I think if anybody out there wants to help and they can't donate, if you do want to help out, and you have a lot of friends on Facebook, you know, maybe you could post this campaign on your Facebook wall, just to help. And of course, now I guess that does. Let's see, it's already 9 o'clock, so we do have to wrap up the show. I do want to thank Juan for coming on tonight and sharing his amazing film project. And so yeah, thank you, Juan. And maybe what we can do is after your campaign is over, maybe if you've raised all the funds, you can come back on the show and you could give us an update.
Okay, yes, I would love to come back and then we can explain, I mean, the process of making the new set and the new puppets, which I am planning the next episode to be full of puppets. And we'll see what we can do. And thank you very much to all for being here and for showing your support. And for thanks to Mark as well for inviting me here tonight.
Yeah, you're very welcome. It's been fun. Okay, well, I am going to stop the broadcast, and so hopefully you guys will stop by next Wednesday, same time, same place, and we will discuss another topic. All right, see you guys all later.
Okay, see you.